presentation between the differences of monocots and eudicots. Here are the lesson objectives: to distinguish between monocots and eudicots, to identify characteristics of monocots and eudicots, and to create an illustration of a monocot or eudicot based upon characteristics outlined in this class. This is for biology for 10th grade. Basic knowledge of plant anatomy should be known for the students. And here are lesson notes to follow along with. So the first slide will be for a refresher, and the students will be asked to label the flower parts. So down here we have the flower parts labeled. So we can just have them drag it over and then place it in the correct spot. So each student will just come up to the board and place and label the correct identifying characteristic of the flower. Once that is completed and each of the students have participated, you can go on to the next slide. So here we will inform the students about one of the differences between monocots and eudicots, and the first one is the number of flower parts that each of the two have. So for monocots, they typically have 3 flowering parts, and for eudicots, it's typically either 4 or 5 flowering parts. So once you explain this to the students, you can have them come up and just drag and click to the correct areas. So each of the students will be able to identify which of the flowers are either a monocot or a eudicot in this exercise. The next slide is another difference between the two, and this is the leaf venation. So typically for monocots, the leaves are parallel, and then typically for eudicots, the leaves are netted. So you can have each of the students come up and place the pictures in the correct area, like so. Each one student doing one of the pictures, allowing multiple students to go and participate, and then you can check them. The next slide is going to deal with secondary growth of wood and bark, which is typically present only in eudicots and not in monocots. So here you click on the slide, a picture will appear, and then you just write in it was working earlier. Here we go. Sorry for the difficulty with this. I don't have a mouse, so I'm kind of just freehanding it off of the mouse keyboard pad. And then there we go. And then it goes on to the next, and then another student will come up and then do this one, and that will continue through for about 8 to 10 pictures. And then finally we have a compare and contrast. So this will really sum up the lesson, allow the students to distinguish between the differences and the similarities of the two, of the monocots and the eudicots. So this will be good for a closure for the lesson plan. Well, thank you for tuning in, and have a good day.